doing a series of these shows about zero to hero, to people who have made it from zero to hero. When I talk about hero, I'm talking about people who have made millions in commerce and the arts. This guest today, well, let me describe him as Britain's richest plumber. How about that? 100 million this man's worth, turns over 40 million a year. Have a look at him. Charlie Mullins, you're very welcome.
Hi Maurice, thanks very much for having us on this programme. It's great to be connected again with Marbella. Wish we was out there with you.
Well, the good news is the airports will be opening shortly, and I believe 21st of June, if this program's out before then, or after that, the 21st of June, only a week or so away, and you'll be flying down here and you'll be buying me a drink at 3. That would be fantastic. Now, Charlie, you're very welcome on the program. We've known each other for many years, and mostly, and I must tell the viewers this, that mostly I know you from being so generous at many of the charity auctions that we have down here for many different reasons, especially the Rhys Daniels Trust. I think you're a patron, or certainly one of the biggest.
Well, I think we was, and we was very involved with that and many other charities in Marbella. And one of the ones I think we've also been quite involved with is Cadecca, the cancer charity out there. So, you know, whenever there's a function, especially if it's a Villa Tiberia, then we try and go out there and have a table and, you know, try and, you know, help the charity out best we can.
No, you have been very, certainly with Cadecca, which I'm certainly very involved with as well. Now let's go back, Charlie, because this program is about meeting people, wanting to know the secret of how they actually made it. And let's go right back to Elephant and Castle, to a small, I think it's some apartment that you were brought up there. And tell us a bit about it.
It's called Morris.
Yeah, you weren't born with what you call the silver or golden spoon in your mouth.
No, that's right. Come from very much a working class family, and you know, lived on a council estate for many years and brought up there and couldn't wait to get off it. You know, so many other people done the same thing. So it's a good reason, I think, to go into business and hopefully you know, better yourself with it. And fortunately, you know, we started Pimlico Plumbers about 1979, so that's 40 years now. And, you know, fortunately, again, it's a very busy company. We're the largest independent plumbing company or service company in the UK. We have about 450 people on board. You mentioned we turn over 40 mil, but it's 50 mil now, fortunately.
What's 10 mil? What's 10 mil between the two of us? But just to go back a little bit there, and you've sort of jumped right up to where you are now. But from what I understand about you, Charlie, there's a lot of stuff written about you, is that you mitched or bunked, is the word, school, because you had this thing, not looking at multimillionaires and their Rolls Royces, but you liked the idea of being a plumber because your local plumber had his own car, and you decided you were going to do a little bit of work instead of school work with him.
That's true, yeah. I used to bunk off school and he used to give us £2 bob a day. Do you remember that money, Maurice? £2 bob?
That's all I've left now, I can tell you. After this lockdown, I certainly do.
and you know, so I'd go to work with him rather than school, and we used to work as a really sort of wealthy people around Parliament, Hill Fields and Primrose Hill, very Amsterdam, them areas. And you know, I could see then that this local plumber, Bill Ellis, was really doing well. He had a motorbike, car, nice house, clothes, holiday money, had everything. And you know, if ever the seeds were sown, it was then. And I was about 9 years old when I first started with Bill. And, you know, whatever he was going to do, I think I was going to do. I mean, if he'd have been a bank robber, I would have been a bank robber, because I was just so impressed by, you know, his lifestyle, basically. And that's what I wanted, yeah.
Is he still around? Does he know?
No, unfortunately, he died, I think, in 2010. And so I never really ever got time to catch up with him again. But, you know, I think he had sort of read about the company and how well things were going. And I think he'd be very proud of what he taught me. You know, he taught me really to be a good plumber, and he also taught me how to make money and how to be successful.
I think I'm right in saying that around that time, that plumbers had not even their own office; they worked out of home, etc., etc. But you went on a different course, right to the point of even bringing public. You recognised, I should say, public relations and how important the press was to you. And one wouldn't think of being a plumber that they need to build an image. And I think image was very important to you at the early stages, Charlie, and I think helped make you, and certainly in the London area.
Yeah, I mean, undoubtedly. I mean, you know, we're a very recognisable company. The brand's out there now. You know, I think it's about 350 vans on the road, driving around London. And again, as you say, we're very much in the press. We become, you know, very involved with when David Cameron was in government, and we was very much working with him on apprenticeships. And, you know, we get involved quite a bit now on PR stuff, and, you know, I'm very outspoken. Some people say a bit rude or a bit blunt, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with transparency, and that's the company we are. And, you know, we still have a PR company now that works well with us, Recognition, they're called, and, you know, that's what you need in business, recognition. You know, you could be the best plumber, you could be the best business, but if people don't know about you, there's no point.
You mentioned there, David Cameron, you are an arch conservative, I think I'm right in saying. And did you not bring the Conservatives or whoever to court to stop them invoking? I mean, I think you're an anti-Brexit. You're not a Brexiteer. That's
true. Yeah.
You stopped. You tried to evoke Article 50 and tried to stop.
Well, we was opposing it, and you know, we took the government to court to make sure that things went through the proper channels with Gina Miller. You know, I'm not against the government. I'm just against. I don't feel the right move is to leave the EU. But you know, they say we are, and we just got to get on with it now. But you know, it's not going to be an easy ride, as I'm sure you're aware of it. And so, you know, I fell out with them. I think Theresa May was involved, and we sort of fell out a little bit over different views, different opinions. But you know, that's put to one side now, and we just got to make the most of what's out there.
Well, I think certainly in your business that you're not really importing or exporting. You're a service industry within your capital. So I don't think it'll affect you that much. It shouldn't do in the long term. Let's just get back to this. Sorry, go on.
No, go on, Boris. Go on.
No, I said let's get back to the business.
Okay. But let me just say this. Yeah. I think it'll affect the economy. And if it affects the economy, it affects everybody. You know, that's my take on it. But,
you know, you're on that point. My late father was a doctor and my mother was a doctor, and they both wanted me to be a doctor. Of course, I was never really a doctor, but he always used to say to me, get a trade. Get a trade. If you don't take up medicine, whatever you do, never mind being a pop star and a rock star and a drummer and whatever. Get a trade and then do whatever you want to do. Because one thing's for sure, even here in Marbella, if you ever know a plumber here, or if you know a carpenter here, whatever, they're never, ever out of work. If you phone up a plumber now or an electrician, I can't come to you now, maybe sometime early next week, because I'm up to my eyes, no matter how flat the economy is.
You're certainly right there. And, you know, the guy who taught me in the plumbing, Bill Ellis, he said to me all these years ago, probably 50 years ago now, if you get an apprenticeship and you get a trade, you'll never be out of work and you'll earn loads of money. I actually say that to our apprentices now. You know, it's more demand now than ever to have a trade. And, you know, if you think plumbers are expensive now, just wait for a couple of more years.
Okay, back to the company and building the company. You, one thing I noticed about you, I did a tour of your office, if you want, a visual tour of your office.
Oh, yeah.
And you have this office you have now. I mean, come on, Charlie. Plumbers don't have 24 floors in the middle of London. This is some impressive office you have now. This was a huge lift for you and a very huge investment when you made it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we have, I think it's about 35,000 square foot of office space. And, you know, we've converted it. It was an old sort of warehouse building, and we've converted it up to the highest standards. And yeah, look, we have a call center there. We have recruitment there. We have accounts there, customer service there, PR there, security there. We also do all our own maintenance on the vehicle. So it was probably the big turning point. We bought that in 2000. I say we, I bought it in 2000. And that was probably the turning point from us being a pretty good average company to just allowed us to grow where we are today.
Did you ever think of going public?
It's crossed my mind, but, you know, I don't really work for the money now. I have quite a few members of family work there, you know, grandchildren. I know what you're thinking, Maurice. I don't look old enough. I am. So I've got a few grandchildren working there, and you know, and son-in-laws and sons and daughters. So you know, it's more of an ongoing thing now, and you know, I want the business to continue. You know, when I'm out of it, and it will do, because you know, my son's pretty much taken over the day-to-day running of it now, and things are going, you know, even better than ever.
So are you taking it easier now that Scott is the son you're talking about, I assume, who's taken over running the business? Well,
yeah, the
I couldn't imagine
running,
it. I couldn't ever anyone imagine running that business. How you give him 1 minute's peace, I could never imagine. But he is attempting to run and doing a very good job. Will you take a back seat, Charlie, or just will you continue to be involved?
Well, you know, I always want to spend more time out in Spain, and I've been saying that for a number of years now. I have a place there, as you know, and yeah, I think things will ease back a bit for myself, and you know, yourself, you can do a lot more over the internet and the phone now, and most of my decisions are just yes or no. It's really just, I think, making sure that, you know, we're all drinking from the same teapot, really.
Okay, now I tell you, we've talked about you're an extraordinary opportunist when it comes to PR. And the other day, is whether this is true or not, I'm not sure. But I thought I saw that when your vans go into reverse and they're parking, whatever, instead of hearing beep, 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 they play a Pimlico tune. Is that correct, or is it
That's
just
correct,
for one van?
Yeah, they play Mumbo 7, is it called, Mumbo 5?
Yeah.
And we had it rewritten, you know, to the company sort of signature things. And yeah, I mean, you've got to have different ideas. There's no point in everybody doing the same thing. If everyone done the same thing, and then everyone would be a millionaire. So you've got to do something different, and you've got to be, I think, brave enough to want to go for it and believe in it. And you know, why do we want the sort of original stigma of a plumber that, you know, creeps in round the back door and creeps out and drives up in a little old van? We don't need that no more. I think we need people that are prepared to be transparent. We need people that are prepared to put their head above the parapet wall and let everybody know that, you know, they run a great business.
Did you, I mean, I remember when I spoke to you, not maybe at first, but we've had a few times together, you told me that one part, a very important part of your business is what you just touched on just now. It's not just a little white van, et cetera, with a little tool bag in the back door. Did you say you uniform all your plumbers? Is that correct?
Yeah, of course. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I mean, you know, undoubtedly we're the smartest plumbers in the world, for sure on that. You know, we have our colours are blue and red, hot and cold. And, you know, the plumber turns up with identification. He turns up with his uniform. He turns up with dust sheets. We clean up after us. You know, I think the old stigma of sort of plumbers or tradesmen is sort of no longer acceptable to people. You know, they want smart people there. They want people there that can get the job done. They want people that are transparent. And they want, you know, I have to say it, you know, people that like their job. You know, all this moaning and groaning of a plumber, it's all long gone. You know, the guys we got working for us now, they love the job. They love the customers. They've all got good customer skills. And, you know, we turn up on time, we're transparent, we get the job done, and they get a guarantee. What more can you want?
You know, you work within the richest 4 square miles, they say, in the world. Tell us a little bit about, come on, Charlie, you can tell me, I won't tell anyone. Tell us a bit about some of your celebrity clients. There's Simon Cowell, I know about, but who else do you look at?
Yeah, I mean, we work for all and everybody. Robbie Williams, what's that woman's name? The Joanna Lumley. There's all and everybody, and you know, they don't get no different treatment than what a normal customer would get. You know, in Chelsea or Kensington or Fulham or Pimlico. But there's a lot of celebrities around there. We work for a lot of politicians. Yeah, and you know, they've all got plumbing and they all have plumbing problems.
Charlie, you're richer than most of them. Now when they have their parties, the Simon Cowells and all, do they phone up and go, "Oh yeah, Charlie, would you like to come to my party?" Do you sort of knock around with them now that you are a celebrity in your own right? Everyone knows who Charlie Mullins is. You probably have a lot more than a lot of them have.
Look, you know yourself, I love my bar, I love the restaurants there, I love that style. You know, here's work and you know, there is really where I enjoy myself better. You know, I don't quite think it mixes, you know, look, I know the customers and they talk to them, and, you know, I mean, it was in Barbados and my grandson was on the beach, he seen Simon Cowell, and he started talking to him. He went, "Oh yeah, I know Charlie." Like, you know, which is nice to know, you know.
Sure.
But you know, I love Marbella, and that's where.
Let me tell my clients, my I can't remember which hat I'm wearing today. That Charlie is extremely recognizable. His hairstyle, of course, is very recognizable. But if you ever meet Charlie at a charity do, a gala, have a look at what he's wearing. You'll know it's Charlie straight away. Charlie, clothes are an important part of your style, I should say, is an important part of your lifestyle.
Yeah, well, look, you know, because of, I think, you know, we're a smart outfit, and I think it's, you have to lead from the front. And yeah, okay, so I get my suits from Savile Row, but I think that's what all good plumbers do, don't they?
Do they? Do they put the sparkle on your jackets in Savile Row?
So like Liberace.
Do you know, you and Simon Cowell have something in common. Look at the camera for me. Say something and smile. Say hello, Morris, and smile. Smile. Yeah. Say hello.
I can't speak and smile at the same time.
There's the smile. Oh wow! Get me my sunglasses straight away. So you have a great lifestyle, and you like the odd car. Charlie doesn't drive a smart car. Let me assure you of that. He has some beautiful motors, beautiful home here in Marbella. A stunning apartments in just now. We were going to film from his bedroom, but I refused to go to the bedroom with Charlie. But the view was an amazing. Where is the? You don't have to give me the address. You don't want to tell that.
Yeah, no, I live on the north side of the river, Millbank, and you know, it's an incredible place to, you know, right on top of the river, and there's some very, very important people in this building, unbelievably important, honestly, not just me. I'm not just saying me, but there's footballers, there's singers.
Name a few, Charlie. Name a few.
I think it would be wrong to say it, but you know, but all I'm saying is that there's a real.
The rich and famous, Charlie. Look, what did you do to before we let you go, to my poor friend, Piers Morgan? Boy, you wiped the floor with him the other day.
Eh?
Didn't you have a go at Piers Morgan the other day?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a go at anybody.
Was it not about Furlough and about your...
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, look, I just said that I feel that people that are abusing furlough companies or employees, it needs to stop. And, you know, we had quite a few people went on furlough, and, you know, my take is the ones that don't want to come back, we don't want them back. You know, they're taking the liberties with our taxpayers' money, and I just think it's so wrong. The people that have got to be on it have got to be on it. But, you know, there's a lot of abusing of it, and, you know, I just don't think it's right.
How many staff have you got?
We've got about 440 staff.
Wow, that's a big staff bill at the end of every month. And tell me, do you have any tax shelters? Are you like all the big famous, you know, do you have a home in Monte Carlo or you know?
No, just out in well, not far from Marbella, where you are. We're just along the road there, in a lovely bit there along the coast there. It's absolutely.
So you're happy. You're a good man. You're happy to pay your taxes into Great Britain. And
undoubtedly, I mean, you know, I don't begrudge that, and I think I'm very fortunate that can pay a lot of taxes. You know, I'm very happy with that. The way things have turned out, you know, I couldn't have asked for anything more. I mean, all I ever wanted to be was a plumber, and here I am talking to Morris Boland.
That's a big moment in your life. You know, the thing about it is when people complain, oh my God, I have to pay an awful lot of tax today. I'd always say to them, you must have made an awful lot of money if you need to pay all that tax. So stop complaining. Charlie Mullins, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Get yourself down to Marbella. We'll have something to eat on you. You're a millionaire. And we'll have a few drinks on you. You're a millionaire. And how is life for you now, Charlie? You're taking it easy. We're going to let you go. But what is an everyday to you? Do you still get up early in the morning? Do you still go to work? Or do you just go into the office at your leisure?
I get up earlier. We have a gym at work. We put our own gym in there, and so I go gym most days. You probably see that. And
yeah, I can see that. You're sitting down, Charlie. If I ask Charlie to stand up, folks, you see how smart he looks there, the tie, the shirt. Stand up, Charlie. Stand up and walk back. Have a look at this. You have to talk, Charlie, to get you on camera. Say hello. Where are you? There you are. Look at him. Look at him.
I'm going to put my shoes on, Morris.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you had your shorts on. I thought you had your shorts. Oh, no.
I had
Charlie-
them on when we was, you know, organising everything.
Charlie,
But,
Charlie, look how smart I am, but look when I
I'll
stand
tell you
up.
what,
Look,
yeah. Yeah, well, that's great in Spain, and I think, you know, once I'm out there, you know, the business suit comes off, and, you know, enjoy life out there.
of course. Well, listen, Charlie, thanks for joining us, and thanks on behalf of all the charities down here that you support, greatly support. I can't remember a night, a big charity night, when you're here, that is, that you're not sitting at a decent table and bidding on most stuff as well. So thank you on behalf of all the charities down here. I thank you for coming on my show today. Charlie Mullins, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Maurice, and hopefully catch up, and we'll have that beer you promised me.